Hello, welcome everybody to Minnow Cup 41. This time it's going to be Rainmaker. I am Pat here to welcome you all with the awesome Robert. Robert, how are you doing? How's the tournament been so far? I'm sure
Hello,
you're
it is
watching.
going really well.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is working pretty smoothly.
Yeah.
Um, we've obviously gone through the group stage pretty quickly. We got some new faces here, some unbanned players in Minnow Cup today. Being one of the teams shown on stream, the Octo Express needing
Mm-hmm.
an exception request to play here, but everything's been going well, Pat. Um, Smooth sailing for the most part.
Well, smooth sailing is what we like to have. We are now in the golden bracket of this tournament. These teams, they fought into the groups. Now they're here in the gold bracket, which means it's single elimination from now on to reach the top, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Absolutely. Pretty much, you gotta win your set if you want to make it to the next round outside of
Mm-hmm.
semifinals. If you lose, you do get that third place match, but you gotta first get there.
Yeah, and yeah, we're gonna wait. The first game of this best of three between Chicken Jockey and Octo Express will be on Robo Roman. Robo Roman, it's pretty fast to get to the checkpoint. Like a lot of Rainmaker maps, it's fast to get to the checkpoint. But here you have two fast options for both checkpoints. But then it becomes very, very rough to get more points. So we will see teams fight very hard past that checkpoint to get the repop and to move forward.
Absolutely, and it's gonna be really interesting to see how both these teams kind of navigate around. What I can tell
Mm-hmm.
you about Chicken Jockey, that was a pretty decent team. The big one here is Octo Express, seated a little bit
Yep.
higher than the Chicken Jockey team. So
Okay.
they're gonna be our team to be really aware of, the one that should be leading this set here as we get into it now.
Well, we'll see how the seeding goes. Double sword being brought to Rainmaker. You can't do that in Rainmaker because you get so much object damage with two swords. You get the extra power to get more pops, to get more speed, and very, very nice DPS.
Absolutely, and right now we're
Mm-hmm.
seeing it try and make some kind of way through the middle here as they get some more paint going on. Um, Unfortunately, it does go down to the
Yep.
paint's all there.
Yeah, it looks like Chicken Jockey have taken good control over the map, are trying to push in, are trying to establish themselves, but they're not yet able to get enough advantage to really feel comfortable grabbing the Rainmaker now. All of Octo Express are coming back in there, and as Chicken Jockey are grabbing the Rainmaker, are going forward, they get splatted, and Octo Express is retaking a lot of control right here. Ooh.
They sure are. I mean, they've got three down right now. This is a perfect
Mm-hmm.
opportunity for them to paint up, rush that Rainmaker. They even got the bubble going, so it
Yeah.
should be able to safely make its way to the first podium here, while
Mm-hmm.
this roller just kind of
Ooh.
creates a little bit of disturbance and gets a pick
Mm-hmm.
before it goes down.
Yeah, and that's also a repop for the Octo Express, who are still trying to push in. They have a Tacticular to help them go forward, but they get punished by the Splatling and the Crab Tank together now. Can Chicken Jockey push them away, get back their control, and re-grab the Rainmaker? It's certainly not over because everybody from Octo Express just respawned, Robert.
Yeah, they're coming back for vengeance here. Gonna try and you know get some more out of what they wanted.
Ooh.
Oh, but already we're seeing one down
Ooh.
thanks to the zip cast.
Yeah, very,
Two
very
down.
nice zip cast. The roller coming in, punishing everybody. It's a wipeout. Octo Express keeping the control, and this time there is no checkpoint to break. Octo Express can simply move in.
Yeah, you know what? That's the perfect thing about getting an immediate first checkpoint here.
Yeah.
They like you said, they just get to run in. They had that bubble to kind of help them also break through a little bit, as they don't have
Mm.
enough paint here, and they keep taking picks off of the side of Chicken Jockey, but the
Oh!
Rainmaker loses its ground and falls prey to the dualies here.
Yeah, that is a nice defense by the Chicken Jockey, but they're forced to move out. It's still Octo Express attacking, getting forward now. They lost a lot of time by dropping the Rainmaker to the side, but they're instantly coming back in there, getting into another push.
Yeah, I mean, if you're on the side of Chicken Jockey, you're constantly on the defensive as Octo Express is just rushing it forward, already able to destroy that crab, looking for its next opportunity. But
Ooh.
this amp might, it does not get the Rainmaker.
Yeah, we get lots of trades coming. The fights are still going. It looks like Chicken Jockey are able to get their control, to maintain their position, and to push the Octo Express away. Now the Octo Express still eager to come in, getting 2 splats already. That punish on the roller is so important, as Chicken Jockey are still able to go in. Huge hammer right there. But can they get something from that? Can they push in, Robert?
They, I mean, there is a chance. I mean, they do have right now, the inkling advantage going on, and they got the
Uh-huh.
crab out. They need to get some picks here, but unfortunately, they already lose two of
Oh.
their players to that
Oh.
roller three. What devastation! Only the
Hmm.
hammer left here. Not really sure what they can do on their own,
Yeah,
but
every
there was
time.
a chance.
Every time that roller goes forward, that roller is going to get splats. It is so hard for Chicken Jockey right now to stay on the map, get a push forward, but they're able to get the squid advantage again. Now they need to. Oh! Oh, that's unfortunate. That's going to be another push for the Octo Express.
Yeah, I believe it's just down to one active player in the front here. Not really in the position to do much. Going down already. Octo Express just running it forward
Yep.
again, as they do.
Yeah, Octo Express getting in with the more of the lead. 14 is a huge score to have, especially with 10 seconds left in the game. Chicken Jockey now they need to get the repop, and they need a miracle if they want to win this game, Rob.
They will, but I think they got a shot here, Pat.
Oh,
Um, well, down two players, but it's
they
not something that they can't handle, right?
yeah.
Just gotta have them rush back in here
Mm-hmm.
and maybe get some paint going. But Octo Express really does have a lot of control in their base, so it is gonna be a heavy
Yeah,
battle
it's
to get out.
certainly not
Oh,
over, but right there, the Rainmaker is going to be splatted. And Octo Express takes game number 1 of this best of 3 against Chicken Jockey. And Rob, I feel like Octo Express, as you said, they had the advantage, they had the push, they are very much the favored to win this one.
they absolutely did. I mean, they had the right kind of offense here, very
Mhm,
aggro. That roller was doing so much to the side of Chicken Jockey, making it very
mhm.
difficult. And I mean, it makes sense. A roller on Robo Ramen feels very, very fitting to
Yeah.
create some, you know, disconnect for the side of Chicken Jockey. It's really going to be up to them to try and bounce back now in
Mm.
crab led capital. Luckily, the roller shouldn't have too much
Yeah.
advantage compared to what it did in Robo Ramen.
Mhm,
So I feel like they have a chance to kind of come back here because
mhm.
it wasn't, while it was a difficult match for Chicken Jockey, I don't
Yeah.
think they're completely out of this set just yet. I think they still
They
have an opportunity.
Yeah, they were able to win some fights, they were able to defend. It's just the second they grabbed the Rainmaker, there was a roller appearing out of nowhere and stopping their push and ruining their day. They have to be wary of that roller, even if it's on crab leg, which is not as good as a map for the roller, as you said. They they have to shoot at every curling that they see, because that roller cannot be let. They can't let that roller go in and get away with it again.
Absolutely. They got to be very aware of that too. Keep an eye on, open that map sometimes. See if there's some random stray,
Mm-hmm.
like ink paths. It could be a curling bomb. It could be that they're trying to go around you and flank. they gotta just be hyper aware of that roller since it is the biggest problem that they're facing with the side of Octo Express. Um, and I think it
Yeah.
should be doable this time around. Now that they're aware
Mhm.
of it.
Yeah, and one weapon to watch for this next game on Crab Leg is going to be the E-liter that Octo Express has been rocking. An E-liter on Crab Leg has a huge advantage over the map, can watch everybody and threaten everybody. But let's get in the game and see if Octo Express is able to do it again or if Chicken Jockey can get to a game number 3.
Absolutely, we're gonna see right now if they've got what it takes. Sorry to get to
Ooh.
a match 3 here.
Yeah, and Chicken Jockey bringing a Gluga Julies to the mix. They will have point sensors, which means the roller will. There won't be a roller, but sharking onto them will be harder. On the other side, Octo Express, no longer with the Elite. This time they will have the pencil, and again, no roller. They'll have much more paint to go in, and they lose a few players already.
Yeah, I mean it's already looking not so great here for the side of Octo Express. Chicken Jockey
Mhm.
already able to kind of get some advantage going both in turret control and with the Rainmaker, popping their specials, trying to get something out of
Ooh.
it, but unfortunately already losing that Rainmaker here.
Yeah, Rainmaker not able to find the checkpoint yet. Both teams still fighting, but it looks like Chicken Jockey are winning more fights this time, are getting more splats, and it's not stopping the Glugas. Where, sorry, the Glugas were a great pick.
Absolutely, I mean it already is getting them a lot of defensive pressure that they needed, getting those important picks, but they gotta still be careful of the
Oh,
zip caster here. Oh wow, Pat, that was
that
crazy.
was huge, but that Zipcaster was not enough to give the checkpoint to Chicken Jockey, who are still fighting for it. They got the repop now. They're gonna get it this time. That is a huge advantage for the Chicken Jockeys. Able to break the checkpoint, now forced to move away. Here comes the answer from Octo Express.
Yeah, we're gonna see the air. Oh,
That's the
well,
triple!
so much for any kind of counterplay when you've
Yeah?
got a hammer on this kind of chicken jockey here.
Oh!
Wow,
That's
and a stray
grab.
pick off of that too. Whoa.
I mean, the only saving grace for Octo Express right now is that the Rainmaker got reset, got moved back into mid. But Chicken Jockey are showing us what they can do, are answering that first game by Octo Express, and they're doing it incredibly strongly right now.
They are. They're doing a really good job right now, being very
Yeah.
aggro. They're answer to that aggro roller, which is not here obviously, but
Yep.
their answer was to go super aggro with the Viper and the Gluga
Mm-hmm.
um, duo. So that is incredible.
And the strikes have been dodged by the Rainmaker. Now here comes Bazooka. Bazooka able to trade only with the Rainmaker. It's a wipeout. And Chicken Jockey are going to re-grab the Rainmaker and push forward even more. Someone needs to grab it though. Oh, they didn't grab the Rainmaker. They're a bit slow to grab. But they lost a few players. And it looks like Octo Express are able to keep the score as is.
Yeah, it seems like it might have been that they were holding back, waiting for somebody else to pick up the Rainmaker. Lost that potential advantage they
Oh,
had, but it does not matter. It does not matter because they caught another wipeout. What
yeah.
is going on here?
Another wipeout, another grab of the Rainmaker. Chicken Jockey still pushing in. Now, can they turn these plats into points? They're able to get forward, but not by much. They lose 3 players. It's a wipeout, and Octo Express suddenly have the ways to push in.
They do already painting up a pathway now to the Rainmaker here.
Yep.
All they really have to do is get to that checkpoint, popping out their tri-strikes too. Really gonna like try and get some control that they need.
Oh,
there
the
goes
hammer able to
wedge
punish. Yeah, that's Chicken Jockey staying in the lead in the last minute of this game. It feels like Octo Express are struggling a lot more on this map, and they're still getting picked off one by one in every fight. Oh,
Yeah, it is just an absolute bloodbath right now. Constant trades and picks going on here
mm-hmm.
from both sides. The heavy edits holding their ground right now, trying to find what they can do here.
Yeah.
Maybe stalling out the Rainmaker to avoid a potential
Mm-hmm.
counter push or pushing it
I
forward
mean,
again.
they don't want to let the Rainmaker be near a checkpoint. They bring that to me now with 15 seconds left in the game and 2 players down. Octo Express need to grab the Rainmaker to repop that shield and move forward, but the Slosher getting splatted means the pop is not going to happen.
Wow. Pat, that was insane. That was
Yeah.
an insane showing. You know, it seemed like Octo Express was really dominant that first
Mm-hmm.
match, but Chicken Jockey showed that they too can have a very excellent showing on stream here.
Yeah. And
Incredible.
it felt like Chicken Jockey were ignoring Rainmaker so many different times because they wanted to fight more. To them, maintaining that fighting pressure was more important than grabbing the Rainmaker and making points. Sometimes I think it cost them some points, but it also meant Octo Express was always in a weird spot, struggling to defend and to get to that Rainmaker to stop the next push. That's like in the end, Chicken Jockey got that checkpoint, got through, and maintained so much pressure.
Yeah, I mean they definitely kind of held back a little bit when it came to picking up that Rainmaker.
Yeah.
Not really sure what was happening there. It might have just been that they were waiting for the right person. None of the were stuck with the Rainmaker. So I do agree with you. They missed out on some good points, but they also were just so like even more aggro than Octo
Yep.
Express that it just kind of worked out for them because they were just able to constantly take at least 2 to 3 players down, and that
Mm-hmm.
way they can slowly get a little bit of a lead. They really didn't get past the checkpoint
Mm-hmm.
points. I think they really only got like 3, so it wasn't
They,
any
they,
crazy
yeah,
stuff.
like it had Octoexpress managed to get to the checkpoint and break it, one repop and then one dive forward would have given them the lead. That was still a close game. Now going into our game number 3 of this round, it's going to be on Undertow Spillway. Uh, a different map, different dynamic, and probably different weapons that we're going to see. We've seen both of these teams play a variety of weapons, so let's see how they adapt to Undertow.
Yeah, they kind of work around this.
Hello?
Oh, is everything?
Rob? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Sorry about that, folks. But yeah, I agree. It's gonna be interesting to see
Yeah.
how they switch it up here for Undertow.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm kind of hoping we see the splat roller again, because I would love
Oh
to
yeah.
see
Mm-hmm.
both, like, Octo Express at its max aggro, and then Chicken Jockey at their best.
Yeah, I mean, on this map, a good roller can do so much damage. There's so many different ledges. Uh, Weapons that can use ledges pretty well are also the Splatanas, and the Splatanas are coming. So is the roller, so is the Slosher. These weapons will get into the fight, but again, the glue guys are coming back with more point sensors to see the opponent, and that's going to be so important here.
Absolutely. That way, that splat roller can't catch them off guard. It will be a very difficult uh, show.
Mm-hmm.
Difficult for the roller.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very nice pick, and it's a wipeout in favor of the Octo Express right there. They're gonna get the checkpoint without much resistance.
Yep, just like that. And with that bubbler too,
Yep.
really gonna help them out. In terms of trying to get it, but it does not seem to be the case immediately here.
Oh, and that's a lot of splats for the Chicken Jockey. They're finding the answer. They're able to push we have a way. Now, can they get the Rainmaker out of here? There's a rip-off. Can they push in?
I think they might be able to. Oh. Well.
Yeah, lots happening right there. Rainmaker is going to reset, but Octo Express are still very much in pushing position with that slosher right there. It's an easy rip-off, and with a tactical, it's going to be another push for the Octo Express.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna be seeing. Oh, or we might not see any kind of counterplay by Octo Express. Chicken Jockey are, that Wiper is doing its job, taking some important picks. We might see something from them rather than Octo Express.
Yeah, lots incoming, and right now both teams are back to fighting for me. The Rainmaker is going to reset. 3 minutes left in the game. The glue guys are coming in with the help of the Zipcaster. The Chicken Jockey are taking a lot of ground right here. They have the paint onto the checkpoint. Can they get there though, as all of Octo Express is respawning and putting themselves in position to defend? Ooh. Well, we are tied.
Yeah, both teams, with that, checkpoint taken.
That's a lead for the Chicken Jockey, who are pushing forward, getting more and more and more, and still going in forward right now. Ooh, that's a huge splat, but the Rainmaker gets splatted as well. Will Chicken Jockey have the time? Yes, to re-grab the Rainmaker, as they are still trying to get in. It looks like Octo Express are defending as much as they can, but that was a huge blow by the Chicken Jockey.
Seems like it. I mean, Chicken Jockey's doing a really good job right now. Not only with their push, but also their immediately, offense. It's just the Googles and Viper are really just doing such an incredible job here, getting the necessary picks. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not over. It looks like the Chicken Jockey are re-grabbing the Rainmaker and pushing have trouble with the Discord stream, so I'm watching the game on Twitch. I have delay.
It's all good, Pat. Right now, Chicken Jockey's really trying to make their way in. It's a little difficult. There's a lot going around. Strikes, halting them as we speak. Sniper Rider's trying to find itself a nice position to kind of potentially get something from the Chicken Jockey, but they got to be careful because the Splat Roller was trying to shark behind them.
With a wipeout, it looks like Chicken Jockey are going to extend their lead to 16. They're still in fighting position, but with 30 seconds left, the Octo Express are not done. Are retaking control. Oh wait, there's still a Wiper here. Okay, the Wiper is punished. That's an opportunity for Octo Express now. They need to move in. They can't lose the Rainmaker anymore. There is no checkpoint, so with one push, they could very much get the lead, but they need to go forward.
They really do. Already getting another pick here. They're going to be taking it far left, folks. And they're already getting two down here on the side of Chicken Jockey. They might be able to kind of make their way up here on this left side.
Well,
not the plan, I guess.
Not happening when there's a hammer to your face. Great comeback by the Chicken Jockey. Switching up their plan, adapting to what Octo Express was doing, and in the end, getting the victory.
Honestly, that was such a really great set here. I mean, it was a reverse sweep by the Chicken Jockey team. Really incredible, honestly.
Yeah, very great game. Both of these teams showed us great moves, but in the end, the Chicken Jockey able to get more splats, able to win more fights, and to really push in when they needed to. That allowed them to get On to round 2 of this gold bracket. We will be there, we will follow them. I mean, we'll see different teams right after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back, everybody. We are now in quarterfinals of Minnow Cup number 41, Rainmaker Edition's gold bracket. I'm here with Pat, and we got some fun teams for stream today. One of them being Stars the Impact, you should know them, and Plurality. Pat, what do you think about these two teams as we start getting ready for round two?
Well, as we talked about before the tournament started, I don't follow that much of low level, but I can see that Stars Impact won in groups against Chicken Jockey that we just saw, and the Villain Academy, very very good team that I know some of them. So I expect them to do very 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 good. On the other side, Plurality, they lost a game in their groups against Colquere, but they had a group of 4 teams, whereas Stars, they didn't get to play that much yet. They're still very much in the wait. So we'll see how these two teams do against each other, and they will start to play the first game on Hagglefish Market.
Yeah, getting into Hagglefish here should be good because I mean, you know, you got like 3 different. Well, you got your different ways to kind of break in here.
Yeah.
Lots of maybe not lots when you're trying to get to the first checkpoint, but it is relatively open enough.
Yeah.
Should work in the favor of these 2 teams here. I'm mostly wondering how Stars the Impact will do because I know that they were, I believe, in February's lowing they got 2nd or 3rd.
Ooh.
So this is a team that's got a lot of
They're getting there.
Yeah, they're already towards the top here. And Plurality is pretty strong as well. We've got some I mean, we had to deal with 2 exception requests for this team because they just have really strong players here. So this is gonna, this quarterfinals match might actually be one of the most intense sets you'll see as we got some really strong teams facing off each other right now.
Okay, well, we better pay attention. Here we go, Hagglefish Market, a map that allows teams to kind of show what kind of moves they want to have. You can either go through the middle, force your way through, or you can move to the side, prepare a flank, and we'll see how these two teams decide to go at it. So on the one side we have the pencil, on the other side the heavy edit. 2 different philosophies, one more range, the other more speed.
Yeah, and I mean, already we can see such different comps from the last game. We've got a blaster on both sides here. Gal representing the shooter, and a bucket. Another fun instance of a bucket here.
Yeah, Bucket can do the work, but it looks like it's 2 players down on one side, and I believe it's going to be that's Plurality. That's going to almost get to the checkpoint, but are pushed away. Oh wait, they break to the checkpoint, and they're now going to get the points.
Yeah, I mean, Plurality already starting with a quick, opening. I mean, the blaster did get some early picks. Got to be very careful. It does. I believe this is the first bomb, so it can combo pretty well and be well. But Stars the Impact is not gonna just let it fly. They're already getting ready for their counter push here. Popping the Rainmaker, getting some paint on mid. They need to get their specials ready here to try and see what they can do. Already popping up. Seeing what they can get out of that, which might not be as much just yet. But, with wall and bubble, they can kind of start slowly moving forward.
Yeah, more fight coming. Starzy still kind of struggling with all the bombs, and it looks like Plurality are holding their lead strong, are still pushing in, are punishing the jumps as well. And right now they have a lot of momentum, and the choice whether they want to go left for the steady push or whether they want to go forward for the fast one. And it's going to be left.
Yeah, I mean, nothing too bad out of that left side push. I mean, they do have the bubble there, kind of protecting them from any kind of danger. Getting it down to 17.
Yeah,
already. Wow.
that is huge push right there by Plurality. Stasi haven't scored a single point yet, and Plurality are in KO territory, very much getting more and not stopping the splat. It's 3 down as the Rainmaker gets reset. Stasi still in very much, Stasi, Plurality still in control of the whole map.
They are a lot of turf control, a lot of, picks on the side of Plurality. You know, Stars the Impact has to figure out how they can slow this as they just keep on pushing them further back into their base.
Ooh,
Strikes, unfortunately, not all of them gonna go out.
Yeah.
Rainmaker's making a run for it here.
and
And-
extending the lead to 10. That is huge.
Incredible.
Now there's
And
2
like that
minutes
already,
left.
a wipeout.
Yeah, there's 2 minutes left in the game, and Stasi got a wipeout. This time they'll manage to get the Rainmaker to get forward, but they need to keep their presence on the map. The answer from Plurality is non-stop bombs, non-stop action, as Stasi is still struggling to keep the Rainmaker on.
Yeah, I feel like, one of the, issues that we're having here, outside of them just getting picked off really well by the side of Plurality, is that maybe they just don't have enough painting power on their side, making it a little bit difficult to kind of run it forward. The Rainmaker for the side of Stars the Impact.
Yeah.
But already like that, we're gonna be seeing Plurality. Maybe they'll get it past 10 points remaining. We're unsure just yet.
Yeah, Plurality is still going in, getting more, but they lose 2 players. Stasi loses 2 players, and Plurality extend their lead again. It's the 3rd time they get right under the basket. Stasi really struggling to defend right there. They get to push Plurality away, but they need to take control over the map now.
They really do. They need to paint up. Unfortunately, they really have no control. of
Yeah.
the paint. Anywhere, even like in their spawn, or like mid at all. Right now, they're kind of out of luck here, but they're getting enough picks. We just had 2 down, 1 jumping back in. So, Stars the Impact just needs to find, their picks. Unfortunately, Automol taking 2 down here with that, heavy here.
Yeah.
The edit, sorry. Oh!
That's
And just
going
like that, a
to be
wipeout to
now.
close it out.
Yeah, just to seal the deal. Plurality opening with this game 1 with a lot of strength, and as you said, the paint difference. I mean, Plurality had a heavy edit splatling, a splatter shot, and a junior. Together, that's an incredible amount of paint. Great bombs at the same time to maintain a lot of pressure, force Stasi to move always. Stasi were in danger all the time. Whenever they wanted to push forward, they had to deal with paint and bombs.
Yeah, it was. Wow, it was just an unfortunate set of circumstances there. I really do think that pain is the biggest thing for them. Obviously, and like you said, the bombs. There was instances that we saw here on stream. They just would kind of get stuck, like whether it's the burst bomb trapping, either the blaster or the slosher, and they just can't paint themselves out of that. And then the suction bombs that are randomly, it just became really difficult for them to kind of make something of their pushes, and even just getting around. I think the side of Plurality having not only the splatter shot but the junior as well really worked out for them, because it meant that their blaster could kind of go and be extremely aggro, as we saw them in the beginning, just like the immediate open and 2 picks. It makes a difference sometimes in Rainmaker. You need to be able to paint to support the Rainmaker and your front line weapons here. So hopefully they kind of bring that out here in this game 2 on Humpback Pump Track.
And let's get right onto the games. Both teams have readied up. Best of 3, so this game could decide it all if Plurality wins it, but with a bucket and a blaster, there's lots of options for the Blanksy to get back into the game. Starzy, not Blanksy.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, Bucket should be pretty good here. Same with Blaster. They kind of work well on Humpback Pump Track here. Um, so Stars the Impact should be able to kind of get some leverage out of this map. Already we're seeing a bit of a skirmish in mid here. 2 down on the side of Plurality.
Ooh.
3 down, sorry.
Whoa.
It looks like Stars the Impact were not proud of that first match, and they are coming back stronger in game 2 right now.
Yeah, but here comes the answer by Plurality, who are back on the attack, back forward. They're already in front of a checkpoint as they grab the Rainmaker, and that Zukai finds 2. That's a checkpoint broken, and that's Plurality still in position to push with a bubbler ahead. They'll have no trouble regrabbing.
Yeah, that was an incredible Zuka. Really cleared out, Stars the Impact. They do have a lot of control, a lot of paint coming out here. And really only one member left to Stars the Impact to try and do anything.
Yeah, but Blaster not gonna find much with the splashdown. The Rainmaker is already at 19 points, and they get the rip-up. Now all of Starzy are in position to defend, are pushing things away, but Plurality just got a huge lead right at the start of the game. And they're still in here! Oh!
That Rainmaker is really stuck here in this spot. I mean, this is really bad for the side of Stars the Impact. They're able to get the pick to stop the Rainmaker, but it's just stuck here.
Yeah, it is indeed stuck now. With 3 splats, they should be able to get the repop to drop the Rainmaker away. Now they need to get a push. Now they know they pretty much need to go touch that final goal with the Rainmaker.
They do. I mean, when Plurality gets it all the way down to 7, yet again, it really is on Stars the Impact to try and get some kind of big push going on here.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not able to get it past that first check. I mean, they were able to get the checkpoint, but not past it.
Breaking the checkpoint is already very nice, but they lost 2 players in the next push by Plurality. Plurality bringing back the Rainmaker where they wanted to be, Rob, which is right under the nose of Starzy.
Yeah, and I mean, their sniper is not even like in a great position right now to be doing the most, as that Rainmaker is able to get around, getting it down to 2 points.
Just a 2 points, but thanks to the sprinkler and everybody shooting left and right, Starzy Impact are able to stay alive in this game, in this tournament. They're gonna breathe a little bit, grab the Rainmaker and move forward, but Virginia is sharking to the side, waiting for a mistake, not able to get the splat, but able to get a lot of attention, Rob.
Yeah, I mean, they're really doing the most right now. And right now we're seeing Stars the Impact. They're trying to make their push now. Initial checkpoint spot, getting slowly but surely down here. Really good positioning actually, because they've got a lot of surviving the Zukas, but not the Splash Bomb, unfortunately.
That was rough, and that's still the power that Plurality has when they activate their specials, when they move as a team forward. They get the splats, they get the Rainmaker back, and they're already back forward. That Rainmaker is splatted in an awkward spot. I think Plurality are happy that they didn't drop the Rainmaker here, because now Starzy is going to need a lot in order to get back there.
Absolutely, there's gonna have to be some kind of drastic change on the side of Stars the Impact. Wow, it is bomb central right now.
Yeah, lots of bombs all the time. Both of these teams like their bombs, and honestly in Rainmaker, that's a good strat. Now, Rainmaker is going to reset with 30 seconds left. Starzy still has a shot at a push, and they've gotten a push to 21. That's already nice. They only need to extend that by 19 points.
Yeah, I mean, I think it is doable for the side of Stars the Impact. I mean, that initial counter push that they got to 21 was very well done. I think that they have a shot to make it work here. I mean, they do have coolers, so they can be a little well, they could be somewhat reckless. They still got to be
Yeah,
careful with the time on the clock here.
yeah.
But
Mm.
I think, getting around this
Ooh.
bend is going to be a little difficult. And the
Yeah,
Zukas immediately knocking them out.
the
Unfortunate.
overtime Zuka ending Stars' runs and allowing Plurality to qualify to the semifinals of this Minnow Cup tournament.
Wow. Well, Plurality really showing up and showing out today.
Mm-hmm.
Um, beating beating our seed 1 team. Really well
Ooh.
done on their end here.
Yeah, very, very nice game by them. Which means this is the end of the quarterfinals, and I think, Rob, that's time for you to say goodbye.
It is such sorrow, but I will be letting you, Pat, continue and take on the next stretch of the top cut here. I'm gonna head out, folks. If you want to find me anywhere, you can check me on Blue Sky at Robert. That's ROBBURT.BSKY.social. I'll see you around, folks, and we'll see you soon for semifinals.
and we are back with Minnow Cup 41 Rainmaker edition. I'm still Pat, this time with Hammy, and we're gonna keep watching Plurality, this time against the Kittens. Yeah, we had a bit of technical difficulty, which means game 1 already happened, Hammy. It is a 1-0 for the Kittens right now, but it is certainly not over.
Yeah, it is a best of 5 now, so there is still an opportunity for either team to take this set. Now, interestingly enough, we did just watch Plurality take a 2-0 sweep over Star Z Impact on stream. So now being down a game to Kittens, probably not feeling as confident as they just were, but we did see just how strong they were as a team. So I'm kind of curious to see how Kittens are going to be playing now if they've already taken a game off of them.
Yeah, I mean, when we saw Plurality play, they were fighting hard, they were moving fast. Maybe Kitten found a way to counter them. Now we're going to go onto Scourge Gorge, a map mode where you things can go fast until the I mean, things you have to get to past the first checkpoint. Once you are past the first checkpoint, that's where you make all of the points. That's where everything usually counts. We'll see how these two teams are able to do.
Yeah, the name of this game is going to be defending that first checkpoint. If you manage to hold it out as long as possible, you give the enemy team less time to get that good push. Even if you can hold it for the first 4 minutes, sure, the other team broke that checkpoint, but you're giving them less than a minute to make a strong and effective push. So it is really just about space management and time management to make sure that you are preserving your half of the map.
Yeah, it's repositioning to defend, being ready all the time is what's going to be needed of these two teams. But without further ado, Helmi, it is time to watch these teams fight to know how Kittens can do against the Plurality.
Yeah, let's see what these teams bring out, how they want to kind of run this. Here now we have the side of Plurality in the yellow and Kittens in the blue.
Ooh.
A couple of interesting weapon picks coming out already. Pat, tell me about them.
Yeah, I mean, the Eliter might be a reason why the Kittens are able to get something off of Plurality. They outrange their opponent. They can punish that heavy-headed for being in the wrong spot. And going with a Luna Blaster, that's a Luna Blaster Neo that has the hammers. Hammers, if they're well deployed, they can deal a lot of damage very, very fast. And it looks like right now the Kittens are pushing in and are already breaking the checkpoint.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Plurality. As I mentioned earlier, you want to keep that first checkpoint held as long as you can. Losing it in the first 30 seconds is not how you want to start this match, but again, it's not over. They didn't get any more points, so Plurality now have control of the Rainmaker, and with a pick on the hammer, that's going to do them wonders. Here comes Azuka. 2 picks there already for the splatter shot, making it a third, and they are just absolutely getting a ton of picks here, pushing out that lead leader. This could be the chance for Plurality to get this checkpoint, and they do. With that, no more checkpoints on the board. This is Splatoon 2 Rainmaker.
Yeah, both of these teams able to push, able to really answer what the other is doing. Right now we have a struggle for the pop of a Rainmaker as Plurality are still under the Rainmaker, are pushing in, getting the lead. They paid the price for it, but they have lead on their side now. It's on the Kittens to push forward.
Yeah, they have a lead, but still not as comfortable as you'd want it. They can take a couple steps forward past that checkpoint and manage to get it. And with that hammer coming in already from Kidena, that's going to do a lot of damage now onto the side of Plurality. Kittens having a lot of map space taken, but with 2 members down, they need to get some jumps in and try to regroup here and get some more control.
Yeah. And right now it looks like the Kittens are getting back lots of control around the map as Plurality is forced to move away again. The power that they have of movement right there, they are going in with the cooler, trading their way forward. It's 2 versus 2 right now. The Rainmaker is still in their hands and they punish the Booyah Bomb, Hammy.
And this stall out here benefits Kittens greatly because they're able to get those jumps in. Now, all four members of Kittens pushed up. I believe Azuka coming out from each the side of Kittens, as well as that hammer, giving an opportunity here to walk forward. There's the lead, putting Rainmaker in the corner. Only 20 seconds left until explode. But with those picks, they're just stalling for time. Again, 44 is a strong push, but with that wipeout, you have time still as Plurality. There is still a great opportunity to get a huge push, and that's what both these teams are looking for.
Yeah, and there's 2 minutes left in the game. As you said, once you're past the checkpoint, things can get very fast. The floodgates are open, and right now Plurality are trying to push in, but there's a few trades, 2 versus 2, as the Rainmaker is repop into mid, and Plurality are trying to regroup and prepare another push.
Yeah, Plurality do like how yellow this map is. They want to get more paint up, focus a bit forward. They're looking for flanks here, playing a bit cautious as they don't want to leave any threads that can get tugged on by Kittens. Now, 2 members down, though, unfortunately, their caution may not have worked out as planned as Kittens starting to paint up. Hidena running forward with this Luna, getting one, trying to get another pick. There they go. They trade out 2. Hose having to back up and try to regain composure here, let the team jump back in. Because with that Rainmaker control and a minute left, Kittens are looking really comfortable.
Yeah, it is. I mean, the Kittens getting more and more and more right now, maintaining their presence. They know they don't even need to push as long as they keep control of the mid, and that's exactly what they're doing. Very nice splats by Grubhub right there, using the Rainmaker as a defensive weapon and forcing Plurality to wait a little bit to prepare a push, but Plurality just lost 2 players, make that 3. It's only the Junior left standing, and the Kittens are going to push some more. Oh, but they lose the Rainmaker.
I was going to question why Grubhub hadn't dropped the Rainmaker into the right pit, but after getting a couple of picks, I see the vision now.
Yeah.
Why sit in a spot that might be deemed safe when you can just get as many picks as possible and stall time for that way? Now, 5 seconds left. Soda is popped. It is now an overtime for Plurality. They have to find an opportunity here. They need those picks. Here comes the Booyah getting blocked, I think, by the snipe, not going as far as they would want it to. Autumn giving in jumps because they have this Rainmaker. They need their team to get forward. We have, I believe, I'm going to call that Tilda, because I think that's what that symbol is called now. But getting picked off. Here comes the hammer, unable to get picked off, but able to get the kill either. Getting rushed down by, I believe that is Hose on the end zap, getting the pick. And now that's going to be 2-0 for Kittens in this best of 5. So our Plurality's on the ropes right now.
Yeah, the Kittens really able to push in to get the extra splat that allowed them to push forward and get the points right there. That's a 2-0 for the Kittens, and Plurality that we saw be so strong against one of the best seeded team in the tournament right now are struggling against the Kitten, who play the game really differently from what we've seen so far.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that you always remember, that seed doesn't mean everything. There are a lot of factors that can change it. Some players can have bad days, some players can just be unexpected, and some players just have the solution to what some teams bring. There are some teams that just struggle with certain weapons, certain comps, and it can really mess with their flow. But if you're a fan of Plurality, you really want them to find their flow, because they're going to need to make a reverse sweep here in semis if they want to go to finals of Minnow Cup number 41.
Yeah, right now Plurality back to the wall. They are in a dire spot. It's on the Kittens to maintain the pressure and get through, but Museum Delfontino is a different one. It's a different way to push. First of all, getting the checkpoint here is pretty much guaranteed. I mean, like, you keeping the opponent from getting the checkpoint is very, very rough in here.
Whenever I play Museum Rainmaker, I challenge myself to see how fast I can break that checkpoint. You don't even need to get picks. If an enemy turns their head for half a second, you can just walk straight through. And if they start shooting at you, they miss. You can get some insanely quick checkpoint breaks here. So you're right. This is all about being able to stall at your opponent and defend your plat to not let them get across. You need to make sure that they don't have an avenue through that top mid spinner. You need to force them to come through that ramp, and then you need to win the fight there. And we've seen a lot of weapons on both these sides that have great utility for holding out that space. So it's really going to come down to who can do it better.
Yeah, I mean, breaking the checkpoint, very easy, very fast. Repopping the Rainmaker after that, pushing further than the spinner, that's a whole different team, because you're right under the spawn of the opponent. They have lots of cover, lots of high ground as well. It's very rough to push in, but already the kittens are coming close out and getting the pop and preparing themselves to grab the Rainmaker, and without waiting, jump right onto the checkpoint, but don't get it yet.
The patience from Kittens may have been their undoing. You could see Grubhub was trying to pick off Automol on that head to confirm getting the checkpoint, but instead what happened was it allowed for the rest of Plurality to come back and manage to save it right at that 60 mark, which is no small task. So Plurality getting out of there fairly cleanly, but they still aren't out of the rough water yet. They still don't have that numbers, and we see Hidena there with that Luna on the plat, applying pressure. This has been a full minute-long stagger from Plurality, and they're just hanging on by a thread, not letting Kittens get this checkpoint. But I think here it comes.
Yep, they break through the checkpoint, and they're in position to get more, to repop, as all of Plurality are regrouping, are putting themselves in position. The Elita is down. That's their usual Rainmaker carrier. They lost 2 players. They won't extend their lead by much, as Plurality are taking back control, repopping the Rainmaker, and they're trying to paint mid. There is so much blue paint onto mid, Hammy.
Yeah, they're trying to get rid of the paint, but you can see the aggression from the side of Kittens. They were just walking through that paint, didn't care, and managed to get some picks with it too. And ooh, the shark there, not going in their favor, unfortunately getting picked off. XF on that gal, managing to get the pick, walking through, trying to get another one, but unable to get it. But they did buy space to get rid of that checkpoint. Here comes the hammer from Hidena, unable to get any picks from, but did actually paint up the plat and allow their team to get a few picks out here. Plurality trying to get this Rainmaker and make this a push, but they don't have the paint, they don't have the utility, and with that Rainmaker reset, it's gonna kind of even things out a little bit.
Yeah, Rainmaker is back into mid as the Kittens are still fighting for their control. There's still a blaster on that front, on the way to the checkpoint. Okay, they finally managed to get rid of the blaster, and now it's on the Kittens to really... Oh, wait! What's happening? That's
the Rainmaker was left uncontested. Snowscape on that blaster may have looked like they were overcommitting, but they were distracting more members of Kittens than they probably needed to deploy. So it allowed Plurality to get a run, and they grab the Rainmaker again. They have taken a page out of the Kittens book. They are being hyper aggressive and just running at them in their own ink and trying to just apply pressure, and it has worked wonders. Getting to 26, less than 2 minutes left now. Kittens are on the counterattack.
But it's a wipeout, and the Rainmaker is in the hands of the Kittens. The Kittens are eyeing that lead right now. They only need to be able to lunge themselves forward, as all of Plurality has respawned right there. 2 down. That's the lead swap immediately. What an answer by the Kittens, who are still there to repop and get more. And they get more.
All the way down to 6. The Plurality had the perfect triangle set up, and maybe that's the KO. There it is! Kittens getting the KO. Just, they watched Plurality steal their strategy and said, no, this is what we do. And then they showed us how to do it. Keep chipping and chipping and chipping until you get the KO, confirm that victory, and have no more worries as you do a 3-0 sweep over Plurality to go to the finals.
Great game and great set by the Kittens. Plurality able to get the pushes, able to create the surprise for a few seconds only. Kittens instantly coming back, getting more aggro, getting more fights, getting more splats. and punching their tickets to the finals of this tournament.
Yeah, very well played from both sides. We watched Plurality play in the previous match on stream, and we saw the same thing from them, but the Kittens were just a whole other beast. They kept pushing, persevering through, playing more aggressive, and just ignoring some of the conventional strategies of the game in order just to play even more aggressive and just shut down the rhythm that Plurality had. So yeah, with that 3-0, once again, Kittens will be going to the finals here. Rainmaker edition of Minnow Cup number 41. The only question now is who will they be playing? We will have to wait and see as we wait for that other match to finish. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back very, very soon with the finals.
Alright, that was a surprise.
And then we go to a long break and eat 3 raids. Mics are hot. Mics are hot.
Mhm.
Welcome back, everyone, to the grand finals of Minnow Cup number 41 Rainmaker edition. I am Hammy, once again joined by Pat, and we are here to see who will come out on top. Will it be our feline friends at Kittens, or will it be our semi-aquatic compatriots of Duck Turtle? Pat, how do you think this is going to shake up? Definitely interesting because Kittens have had the stronger gold bracket run. They have yet to lose a single match in gold bracket, but the team that did beat them in groups, as you said, was the team they're up against now, who did actually go 3-1 in semifinals. So they have dropped a singular game, which doesn't really mean much, but it's curious how these are going to line up. And yes, as you said, with their two logos, I like to imagine that is the two beasts inside of every Splatoon player. You have the very like edgy 2010 cringe lord, and you also have the like I am a small little child, please don't hurt me.
Weird creature.
Now, going into the first match of our grand finals, Crab Leg Capital Rainmaker is definitely a map, to say the least. Lot of people, there's a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it. It really depends on what weapons you play, because it does have a lot of certain weapons that will excel much more, as we know, pencils and a couple of chargers and backliners in general. Weapons that have good control of those grates and weapons with high movement. So we're gonna have to see if any of those weapons are going to pop up as these teams are readying up. We are getting into our first match of grand finals.
Yeah, Javi, you know what I really like about this map in Rainmaker? The two checkpoints are actually a legit choice, where you have very much two different ways to push, and they're both viable, they're both important, you need to pay attention to both, but you really have a choice when you grab the Rainmaker of do you go forward or do you go to your right. And right here, both teams know the crab leg assignment. We have a pencil on the one side and an elite on the other side.
Yeah, as I mentioned, those chargers can do a lot on this team. Now, obviously, Rainmaker, those grates do break in the middle, so it's a bit more awkward to set up as one of those backliners. But already, Kittens getting two members of Duck Turtle down. Now taking some space, getting that Rainmaker onto those grates, looking for a quick first checkpoint, as the player has to jump out and mispositioned. And Kittens, they have an opportunity here, but they're getting pushed back by the pencil. And the crab as well, can they get it? And they do manage just barely to get that checkpoint.
Getting that checkpoint is going to allow Kittens to get their next pushes much faster, but right now, here comes the answer by the Duck Turtle, able to really get back their control, grabbing the Rainmaker again and pushing in forward. And they're going to the top right as well. They want this nice position. The crab tank is deployed, but the hammer behind them is going to punish the Rainmaker. I mean, Duck Turtle could have had momentum there, but they're stuck back on their side of the map, Hammy.
Yeah, Kidana doing a great job at playing the mental game there, shutting down the momentum and not letting Duck Turtle. That is exactly the moment where the comms for Duck Turtle is like, don't worry guys, there's still 3.5 minutes, we got this. And Kidana says, no, you don't. No, you don't have this. This is our game. So great play there from the side of Kittens, though. This crab trying to do a bit of damage, getting picked off from the top already. So Kittens are just applying constant pressure here. It's only been 2 minutes, and they have just been shutting down any movement whatsoever from Duck Turtle.
Yeah, it is a non-stop attack by the kittens, but Duck Turtle able to put themselves there, and with the splash, I'm not able to get the splat though. They are in danger. The decapitator dropped, and right now, kittens are pushing in, making points and points and points. 38 is going to be the mark for them. That is a huge score now. The big bubbler was deployed by Duck Turtle. They're going to be able to retake control, but they let the kittens take a lot of points here.
In that push, you can see 2 members of Duck Turtle were in position to get the pick, but were waiting. They were sharking on that little pillar that comes up to the grates. And while it did allow them to get the pick effectively, it did give Kittens a lot more points, and they're probably comfortable scoring themselves. And with only 2 minutes and 10 seconds left, they're going to need to find some picks of their own and get this map control, because this map is still looking very blue. And with that Zuka coming out, getting pushed back even further, Duck Turtle's kind of in a sticky situation here.
Yeah, especially since the kittens have the eater, that extra range, that's going to make their defense a bit easier. Never mind the defense, they're back on the attack. They're back on that top right with a tactical and a wave breaker. They get sniped, though they don't get more points this time. 1.5 minutes left. And it looks like, I mean, Duck Turtle, they're still in that fight, I mean.
Yeah, and this is benefiting Kittens. They want to stall out. They need to buy time. The more time that Duck Turtle isn't pushing, the more time that, the less time they have to make a comeback. With 1 minute and 15 left, the pop happens. They don't even want to grab the Rainmaker. Now that they popped, they're like, hey, here, come on, maybe grab this Rainmaker. No, you're 2 down. Okay, it's our turn to push yet again. Kitten's offense is oppressive here.
Yeah, it is, but they lost 3 players in their offense. Duck Turtle gets to paint around the map, get to prepare another push, but we are in the last minute, honey. Right now, kittens are respawning, are going back forward. They're not able to delay the checkpoint though, and that's a great news for the Duck Turtle.
Yeah, Duck Turtle managing to get that checkpoint, but that bomb and Zuka combo did cause a bit of mayhem. With only 1 person left to try to pop, they have to drop out and just take a pick where they can, but actually jumping back up and over, trying to get back in, and does get picked off. But with this bubble, with this crab, they're walking forward, do get picked off. Only 17 seconds left. This is what we talked about earlier. They have broken the checkpoint, they have an opportunity, but it's not comfortable. They have to try to push through it. 39 gets picked off. Members going down on both sides is the 3v3. This pop is going to be important, Pat.
Yeah, they need to pop, though. If they can't pop, that will be game for the kittens. And the kittens denying the repop with the splat right before the point was taken. That's going to be the first game for the kittens.
That was a very, very close game 1. We're going to be in for a long best of 5 if that's how we're going to be playing. But that ending, so unfortunate for Duck Turtle. It kind of goes back to what I talked to earlier, where once you get the checkpoint, sure, you're free to just run it, but only having about 19 seconds or less versus multiple minutes to make that push puts them in a really bad situation. They're unable to let the other team just pop the Rainmaker back up, recollect themselves, and then make another push. They have to just pop and pray and just hope that they don't get picked, hope that they don't get caught out, and it doesn't allow you for a calculated and coordinated push. So great work from Kittens for letting that checkpoint sit as long as it did and giving themselves that comfort zone.
Yeah, that means it's first game in favor of the kittens. But in the end, the Duck Turtle were able to push, were finally finding how to play against the kittens. Now that they are in the game, now that both of these teams are able to fight, let's see how they're able to do against each other this time on Scourge Gorge. I mean, we saw Scourge Gorge earlier today already. There's very much that fight for the checkpoint, and once you're past the checkpoint, the floodgates are open and you can make a lot of points very, very fast.
Yeah, unlike Crab Leg, there isn't a long stretch of grates after the checkpoint. So, as you say, yes, it is very easy to score a bunch of points. And also, unlike Crab Leg, there realistically is only one checkpoint. Sure, there's quote-unquote 2 checkpoints, but walking across that thin little bridge is not going to be safe, especially with some of these weapons coming out. A few changes on the side of Kittens, the Octobrush and the Decavitator coming out.
Yeah, both of these weapons have very unique movement, are able to run forward onto the enemy, and it looks like it's going to be the strategy for the Duck. Ooh, but they already lost their Zipcaster, and right now it looks like the Kittens are back on the attack, pushing in, trying to get into more fights, but they're not able to really take control yet.
And I'm eating my own words because we see Duck Turtle getting the checkpoint across the grate. Penkai on that head it must have listened to what I said and said, nah, I'm going to prove him wrong. And already running through that bubble, getting to 33. Pat, we're 40 seconds in.
40 seconds in, and a big lead has been scored by the Duck Turtle. Really coming back from a bad game 1, they are incredibly strong, and now it's on the Kittens, but all the pressure is... they already lost 2 players, they're surrounding. Grubhub is going to be splatted as the Duck Turtle are taking full control of this map, Hammy.
Yeah, but this is the flip side of what we saw last game. But we did see it come down to 1 point, so don't count the Kittens out yet. They still have a lot of time to get a pretty good push, but the first step is trying to get some of these picks, get the Rainmaker out of their base. They want this in mid. They want to start making that map blue. Here comes the Zuka from Bao, trying to get some picks to give them some leverage, unable to find them, but they are starting to break out of their own base a little bit now, pushing Duck Turtle back out.
Yeah, it's a few more players down, but it's 1v2 right there. It looks like the Kittens are still struggling to establish themselves to win the fight. The Rainmaker is broken, and it's broken in a perfect spot for Duck Turtle with the cooler. With the nice dodges by the Rainmaker, able to push in. The Rainmaker is going to be splatted. But I mean, the Duck Turtle are still right there, ready to push and get some more.
Yeah, this is the same story we saw last game, but flipped. Now Duck Turtle trying to stall out his time as much as possible, be annoying, because as we saw, the longer that checkpoint holds, the better chances you have of winning. Even if Kittens can break that checkpoint, if they don't have any time left afterwards, they have to make an awkward and clunky overtime push and not really have time to build up resources. So if you're a fan of Duck Turtle, you want to see this map stay yellow, you want to see these picks coming in, and you want to see the survivability of this team.
We have 2 minutes left in the game. The Kittens losing players. A lot of players are falling down as the checkpoint was... Wait! What?
I am sitting here with my head in my hands as the checkpoint has been broken by Bridge. Both teams. What is the point of my
second hat?
I am currently ordering a second hat so I can eat it. Now, the Rainmaker going off the side of the map too, I'm not even sure if that was intentional. They might have taken knockback from shooting. The map is fairly blue, so that is going to be advantage to Kittens, but they don't have the lead yet, so they're going to need to get a good push here. A minute and a half is still plenty of time, and with a couple of these picks, they're looking for an opportunity, but here comes the Zip and here comes the Zuka, gonna apply some dual pressure on both sides, getting the pincer, trying to survive, jumping back and forth is the Rainmaker, but no, unable to get it. And potentially here, Duck Turtle are getting back in, but the numbers aren't there yet. Both teams still don't have a full team advantage.
Yeah, it is so close. The Rainmaker is back in the hands of the Kittens, but the Kittens lost 2 players, and there's a bubbler in front of them. Oh, there's someone in the bubbler though. They're pushing in the Kittens, not stopping Hammy as the Rainmaker is still firing so many shots. The fight is still going. With 40 seconds left, the Kittens are maintaining that pressure and waiting for Duck Turtle to blink, and here goes the Rainmaker in.
Putting into a slightly better position. 3 members down of Duck Turtle. the opportunity, but Grubhub has to manage to get forward, and no, the Zuka able to find the shot. Bao has to pop, but the rest of Duck Turtle coming in, trying to keep this Rainmaker from popping. 19 seconds left. This Rainmaker is blue, could get off, but no, only one left. That's a wipeout! And just like that, Duck Turtle have confirmed this victory by running all the way back to that Rainmaker, keeping it in the corner. 5 seconds left as that timer ticks down. Couple of victory jumps and shots, and that is going to tie up the set 1-1.
1-1. Another set that almost got very close in the last minute, but the team with the lead able to hold it. We really have two teams that brought us the same game. Momentum, holding control of the map, maintaining pressure, and then the other team noticing a few mistakes, being able to adapt and get back, but getting back a little bit too late and not able to seal the deal.
Something I'd really like to applaud here at the end of that match we just saw is Duck Turtle's ability to commit as a team.
Yeah.
We saw that Rainmaker was about to pop blue in for the Kitten's favor, and they said, you know what? No, we get the picks here. Like let's not divide our attention. If we get the picks, we will win, and that's what they did. They ignored the Rainmaker threat. They got the picks, and then ultimately gave them the win. I think if they divided their attention, they may not have won that fight, and it would have given Kittens a very good overtime push. So huge communication and coordination from Duck Turtle in those last few seconds.
Yeah, and given how close the lead was, getting the repop here could have been bad for the Duck Turtle, because you get the repop right after that, your opponent puts a few drops of ink and then gets one squid roll to get the lead back. That was very close, and as you said, the composure on the side of the Turtle Ducks to get the victory. We are now 1-1. Both of these teams with a point on the board have shown that they can fight, have shown that they can counter the fight on flat ground, on open ground, on ledges. There's more to come, and this time we're going to go on to Hagglefish Market.
Now, Pat, you talked about how the floodgates open up once you get those checkpoints on Scorch Gorge. But looking at Hagglefish Market, that's not even a floodgate. I don't even know what to compare that to. I'm trying to think of other things where water flows faster, but I don't deal with hydro. Now, anyway, Hagglefish Market, that checkpoint is terrifying. If you take that middle checkpoint, you make that little leap up to the plat. That is a lot of points for nothing. So this match, you're going to have to watch those checkpoints. If anything, just try to force the opposing team to have to drop into the street and take that side checkpoint, and give yourself a little bit more breathing room to stove off the push.
Yeah, you really have two pushes that you can make on this map. Either the instant 20 points after the checkpoints getting you a lot, but that is very risky. You're very likely to lose a lot of players while doing that, or you can go with a long sustained push on the other side with the other checkpoint. Again, this is the kind of map that gives you choices, that forces the other team to pay attention, to watch the two choices that you can make. And we're still waiting for the teams to select the map.
Yes, I do. There may be a player AFK or waiting, because I do see everyone in the lobby. There they go. They are now setting up the teams. All good in that front. But yeah, Hagglefish, Rainmaker. This is going to be a map mode that these teams should be relatively familiar with. Not too common in tournament map pools as the other modes on this map, but still one that they should be familiar with. Especially, again, we've seen both these teams have Charger players, so that could be a factor with that the big glass tent. But again, the comp change that we saw from Duck Turtle was very interesting. So I'm curious to see if they're going to bring out something we've already seen or bring out something new once again.
Yeah. At some point, when you reach that point of a tournament, when you're in a best of 5, you need to adapt to what your opponent is doing. And reminder, these two teams met in the groups. This is going to be their 6th game against each other. They've had the time to study each other, and they're starting to know what each team is doing. We see both teams adapting, playing better and better each game. So now going on to Hagglefish, a map where lots of different strategies can happen, lots of different things can be done. Adapting even more is going to be very, very important.
Yeah, and something else we haven't really talked about yet is the ability of the Rainmaker carrier. When you have somebody on that Rainmaker who is good at carrying the Rainmaker, knows the positioning, knows how to fight with it, it can be scary. We did see in the last set, Grubhub is fairly confident holding that Rainmaker. Even actually in the last match on Scorch Gorge, in that last push from the Kittens, we saw the aggressiveness and the confidence from Grubhub. So getting them on that Rainmaker is going to be huge for Kittens. But Duck Turtle, again, with the huge opening push in the 40 seconds we saw, it seems like their team is no stranger to holding it either. So it really depends on who is going to have that thing in their hands and what they can do with it.
Yeah, the Heel Eater coming back from Grubhub. Meanwhile, the Duck Turtles, no charger. They want more speed. They want to move all around the north. I like that they're bringing a Squeezer. Squeezer is a hard weapon to master, but it can deal damage to your opponent.
Yeah, Squeezer is one of those specialty weapons that when you're good with it, you are good with it. But already Kittens pushing up to this first checkpoint. This is not what you want to see if you're a fan of the Duck Turtles. And there it goes. Checkpoint broken. Kraken jumping across, getting one, getting two, cutting the team in half, and forcing the last two members to spread out, getting that third pick just for good measure, already jumping to 31. Kittens, what a huge opening already.
That's an incredible opening, and it's not over. They re-grab, they get more splats. The Kittens get to 21 and are still in position to rip up. With the help of that pillow, they get to 16. And right now, the Duck Turtles are scrambling to defend, scrambling to push Kittens away. Finally, they're back into the middle of the map, but what an opening minute by the Kittens.
Now, it's not over for Duck Turtle. There's still 4 minutes left, and this map is symmetrical, so anything that Kittens can do, Duck Turtle can do just as quick. So 3.5 minutes, they have plenty of time to make that same kind of push. But step one is finding a position 2. But Kittens still have map control. They're pushed up. Look at Kidena all the way under here with that Luna Blaster, trying to apply some pressure. The Crab having to roll to stay alive, unable to get out in time. And Kittens still have control. But now with 3 members down, Duck Turtle now have effective control of the map, and they are running this Rainmaker forward.
Yeah, now it's Duck Turtle's time to get the push, to get the speed, and that's a big bubbler on to the checkpoint, which means they get in. Kaiko moving in with that Squeezer, maintaining a lot of aggro, but 2 players down. That's going to be the end of the push for the Ducks and the Turtles, as the Kittens are taking back control of the map, of the Rainmaker, and are pushing them away.
Yeah, unfortunate end to the push for the Duck Turtles, but they still do have the checkpoint, so that is step 1. So a bit of a slower setup this match than the Kittens, but it is still in their destiny is still in their hands. They have to find those picks, but 1 member of the Kittens down. They do have a Kraken ready though, and here it comes. Kraken already getting popped, running through, trying to get the Rainmaker, and they do. This Kraken has been deadly from Grubhub.
It has been, but it's also been punished by the heavy edit, but still on the side. It looks like the Kittens, the Kittens are in danger, are defending as the Duck Turtle are trying to push through, but they lose the Rainmaker before getting that jump. It's the Kittens still defending strong and pushing Duck Turtle away.
Taking that checkpoint can be a double-edged sword, because on one hand, you are 1 leap away from getting all the way to 31, but the entire opposing team knows exactly where you want to go, so they can put all their firepower into 1 pinpoint spot, and you are going to go down. So right now it's up to Duck Turtle to kind of decide, do they want to try to do a long push on that left side, or do you want to just get a triple kill by yourself? Tenkai managing to get 3, giving their team an opportunity to get back, and already jumping back in thanks to the soda.
Much more to come on the side of the Duck Turtle. They're still in attack mode thanks to that triple, and they want to get that jump. They want to get in. They get past. Can they get the lead? Yes! In the last minute, we see a comeback by the Duck Turtles, as now the Kittens are going to need another push. What a move by the Duck Turtle!
I said that you need a strong Rainmaker carrier to grab that goldfish, and Tenkai, like in the Matrix, just dodging bullets in slow motion, leaping through the tiniest little pools of blue ink they could, getting to 14. 30 seconds left for Kittens if they want to make the ultimate comeback and try to get a leg up in this set.
Yeah, it is not over. 15 seconds left in the game, and there's lots of splats coming. The Kittens, they can't lose the Rainmaker anymore, and they're already pushing in, getting to that platform as the Duck Turtles are defending as hard as they can. One player down on each side. The Big Bubbler is deployed. 20 seconds left on the Rainmaker. They have to dodge Bazooka. Bazooka is not going to find anything. Now it's the Crab Tank. 15 seconds left. There's 2 down. That could be the comeback. Kittens on the plat. They take the lead.
Huh? They managed to get the win there. Kittens with a huge lead the entire game, lose it at the last second, but still managed to do a full cross-map push right before overtime and into overtime, getting that lead. That was, the patience there was huge, and the ability of the players on Kittens to see the threats and take them down. We saw the bubble come up. The decav from Costa got picked off and the bubble got shredded. We see the Zuka come out. The Zuka gets picked off by a player flanking right. We see the crab, it gets pushed away, and just there's so much happened in so little time, and Kittens just managed to take a hold of the reins and managed to win that match.
And Hami, there were 10 seconds left on the Rainmaker, and we saw on our screen the Rainmaker get splatted after getting the lead and before the clock happened. That was just a few frames from being splatted, from losing this game. That's how close it is between the Kittens and the Duck Turtles. But right now, the Kittens are in the lead, are on tournament point with a 2-1.
Kittens definitely. A hell of a match.
A hell of a match indeed. It looks like Duck Turtle are coming back with the same comp. So is Pretty much the same for both teams, actually. Very, very fast pop for the Ducks.
Yeah, a lot of different animal names coming into this match, so
Yeah.
kind of hard to keep track of. But yes, a duck turtle on the yellow side once again, trying to push up here and get a little bit of space because there is a bit more blue paint from the side of Kittens. The jump not able to get punished, and now all 4 members on both sides up, and the jump out just barely saving Tenkai able to get out there. No decisive picks here from either side, never mind to go down on the side of Duck Turtle, and it's Kittens in control.
Yeah, Kittens are pushing right now. They have the tools. They are going to that left checkpoint. They're already pushing in with the Kraken, but the bomb is going to punish the Kraken. That's not enough to stop the checkpoint. Oh yes, that is enough to stop the checkpoint from being broken with a wipeout as well. It's the chicken, the duck. The duck turtle. I have chicken in my brain now. I'm doomed.
Yeah, once you say it once, it's all over. So they
Yeah.
may as well change their team name because it would be the most convenient for us. Now, Duck Turtle, we have Costa pushing in with that bubble. That's exactly what I was talking about before the game. Managing to pick off Hose on that zap. There is the first checkpoint of the match going to Duck Turtle, and a continuing push with it. Tenkai on that Rainmaker. We've seen them do wonders, getting their team to 33 points. The control is in their hands.
Yeah, very nice push right there by the Duck Turtles, able to get to 23, able to force the Kittens to defend, and all of the Kittens are there to get the repop, holding their side of the map, which means the whole rest of the map is yellow right now. But with 2 players down, the Kittens will be able to grab the Rainmaker and get back onto mid.
Yeah, we saw a very brave flank from Tenkai on that head, seeing if they could maybe get something sneaky going just in case the Rainmaker is uncontended. But Kittens able to call that out, effectively deal with it. It did give them a better retake because the head was missing due to being picked off. So Kittens looking to contest this checkpoint, but not able to get in this corner just quite yet. There goes the pick onto the end on the brush. So Grubhub unable to survive long enough now. It's just Bow. They have to jump out, and that was a very good attempt from Kittens, but just not enough. There was enough pressure from Duck Turtle to keep that Rainmaker moving forward.
And there is still the pressure coming down onto the Kittens as the Duck Turtle are moving back to that checkpoint, are moving back forward with more numbers advantage. They are getting into the fight, losing the Rainmaker forward, but with 2 minutes left, I mean, it's on the Kittens to really get a comeback right now.
Yeah, Kittens need something. Less than 2 minutes left, not even a checkpoint to their name. We saw in game 2, I believe, of this set, no, game 1 on Crab Leg, how important it is to keep that checkpoint stalled as long as possible. So Duck Turtle doing a great job. Kittens, they need to find a solution. They need to switch something up or find some picks, because right now every time they manage to get a pick, so does the other side. See, yeah, we see each team go down 1, then go down 2, so no advantage states for Kittens to be found.
Yeah, the Rainmaker stays mid, both teams facing each other, waiting for the opportunity, and the Luna is already down, the brush is down on the other side. We keep trading left and right, Hammy, as the Rainmaker is about to be reset.
Here comes that Kraken from Grubhub.
Ooh.
After already getting a pick before that bubble came out. Can they find a bit more value before they have to get away? There they do pick off Costa, and now they have to back up, grabbing that soda, not able to get punished on that ending. So Duck Turtles have to kind of break back in here, and they do, managing to get a pick is End, and grabbing that Rainmaker to stall for time. That's exactly what you want to see from Duck Turtle, is stalling, because with 35 seconds left, no checkpoint for Kittens. They need to find something if they want to end this set here and now.
Yeah, Kittens are around the Rainmaker, but they're losing all of their players. It's only the E-Liter left standing as the Duck Turtles, letting the Rainmaker reset, are pushing ahead. Oh, but being a bit too greedy, it seems. It's not over. The Kittens will have one more try at the Rainmaker. They need to get the splat right now. Oh! They lost. Oh, yes, there's a wipeout. and that's the Duck Turtle getting this game. We are going to a final tiebreaker to decide it all.
It's so shocking to see teams just this close in competition. Going to game 5 of the grand finals. Both of these teams also having gone to a game 3 in their original group set. Neither team really facing any competition in this entire tournament so far. I almost wanted to go double check to make sure that if both of them are just undefeated this entire time. Yeah. Okay. Duck Turtle in total has lost 2 matches to other teams, and Kittens have lost 1. But these teams collectively have lost 3 matches across every set in this entire tournament, except against each other. And it is dominance from both sides. So there is no way of knowing how Game 5 Grand Finals tournament point on Robo Ramen could possibly go.
Yeah, one thing for sure, these 2 teams are talented, and only one can get the crown. Only one can win this next game on Robo Ramen. That's going to decide everything. Now, what do you do if you are the team? You know that the other team has the means to counter you, and I feel like the team that's able to get that first big push will have such a huge advantage, Hammy.
That is the trend we've mostly seen. Even look at that Haggle game. We saw the massive, insane push on the opening from Kittens, and then Duck Turtle took it back, but Kittens still won in overtime. So even though that initial big push wasn't what won them the game, it follows that trend of whoever pushes first seems to be the victor. It seems to give you enough momentum and enough confidence to hold out the map in your favor. So this first push is going to mean everything to these teams. So if you're here watching these grand finals of Minnow Cup number 41, you are watching for that first checkpoint break.
Oh yeah, that first checkpoint break. It's going to happen fast. We don't know which team is gonna get it, but that team will have momentum. That team will have a lot for itself. Hammy, let's get in the game.
Final match of the entire tournament here. We have Duck Turtle in the yellow. We have Kittens in the blue. The ability to win this entire tournament lies in this one match by grabbing that goldfish. Who's going to come out on top? There's no way of knowing because they're pretty close.
Yeah, they're pretty close. The pop is going to be yellow, but the kitten are already answering the call, getting a splat on the Octobrush, pushing in. That Elita taking a lot of space and punishing. That's 3 down. The kittens are pushing in and punishing the jumps, but losing the Rainmaker in the process. Can they get the repop? Yes, that's going to be a checkpoint for the kittens, who are still in position to get that momentum, to get in, to get more.
Already a checkpoint for Kittens is massive. Tenkai on the side of Duck Turtle tried to stay alive long enough to give jumps and give pressure, but it just wasn't enough because the numbers advantage stayed in Kitten's favor. Though, losing that numbers advantage now, 3 members down. It's just Grubhub on the snipe, has to back out because of the double splat bomb, giving complete map control to Duck Turtle. This Kraken is going to try to defend the checkpoint, doesn't even have to. Another teammate did it for them. And Kittens, they know what they need to do. We've seen it every single match of this tournament. You need to stall this checkpoint as long as possible.
Yeah, it is a huge advantage right there for the kitten, but it's certainly not over. With 3 players down on the side of the kitten, Duck Turtle have the advantage, can take control. The Zigcaster is going in as the rest of the team is grabbing the Rainmaker and trying to push forward to the other checkpoint, but getting splatted before they can do so.
Yeah, that is important to remember, that you can get a checkpoint for free in this map, essentially, because that checkpoint can be reached from the middle if you drop down. Actually opting to go back for the checkpoint on the left side, I don't think Kittens were ready for it. They were fully expecting a player to drop. So a great, diversion from Duck Turtle, already grabbing Rainmaker, getting in, pushing it. There's the bubble, gets the ball to the 10, and the lockout. Duck Turtle out of nowhere, a full 100-0 push, and they are going to be your Minnow Cup 41 champions.
I mean, we've had an incredibly close set with two teams that were matching each other all the time, and in the end, it's Duck Turtle getting the splats, getting a wipeout, running forward in a monster push to make the difference, to get the 3-2 against the Kittens, and to be your Minnow Cup champions.
Unfortunately for the Kittens, they were trying to not let history repeat itself. They wanted to get that set win over Duck Turtle. Again, Duck Turtle, the only team that could take a set over Kittens, and Kittens only lost one match this entire tournament other than the matches they lost to Duck Turtle. So this was down to these two teams. It could have been anyone's game coming down to game 3, but just a beautiful.
A special shout out to Devil, a wonderful observer, and to all the staff at MIT for having us. And yeah, we're going to say goodbye and thank you so much for watching. Bye.